What's going on, y'all? It's Prince Donnell, the pastor of business, and you are officially listening to $1 Million Life Lessons, where I drop $1 Million gems each episode, and it's your job to pick them up. What is going on? Happy Friday. Now, I know what y'all are probably saying, Prince Donnell, you haven't dropped a podcast in like a month and a half. You tripping? you're not on your game. I'm back. I'm officially back now. I had to wait and I had to get my branding right. As y'all see, my background's a little different now. I got the Jumpin' Jack Tax back there because, of course, y'all know that I am the CEO and co-founder of one of the largest black-owned tax corporations in the country, where we have provided over 300 people with the opportunity to start their own tax offices. We trained them and got their offices open. We've helped over 300 families. I had to promote that in the back. But it's not even about me right now, because I'm back better than ever with these podcasts, and I got somebody very hot right now on this episode. I just want to let y'all know this dude is heavy, man. Listen, I'm 25 years old, and I thought I was doing something crazy, but this dude right here, 24, he doing something crazy. And I just want to introduce my special guest, David, and I'm going to let him tell y'all exactly what he does, because his pitch is amazing. So, David, welcome to $1 Million Life Lessons, man.
Man, thanks for having me. It's truly amazing to be like listening to the podcast on my iPhone and to be sitting here on it. Like it's just like wow, you know, it's like my first time doing it. But yeah, like you said, my name is David Cabello. I'm the CEO and founder of Black and Mobile, and Black and Mobile is the only black-owned food delivery company in the U.S. that exclusively delivers for black-owned business. Nobody in the nation is doing what we're doing. We deliver only for black-owned business. Now, we don't just hire, just black people, but, we all know that, most of our people need jobs. So, we create employment opportunities for, the urban community. We deliver the food. There's no more excuses to support black-owned business because we're bringing it right to your door now.
Damn. Yo, that's heavy, man. I'm not even going to lie to you. That's pretty heavy because, number one, I love to see entrepreneurs who are making an impact in their community, especially a black entrepreneur, especially when that's a male too. Because I believe that inside of our society, like social media right now, black men are being painted as liars, cheaters, ones who commit crimes, and it's like it's the young black entrepreneurs like us who we have to start showing that light, that we're actually doing something positive. We're creating an impact in our community. So it's a breath of fresh air to see this, man. And that's why I even wanted to have you on right now to be able to tell that story. Now, my thing is I want to hop right into it because I like to set an expectation, right? Mm-hmm. When it comes to $1 Million Life Lessons, what I tell all of my listeners is this: I don't want to hold no bars, when it comes to business, when it comes to the marketing, when it comes to life in general, man. Because with $1 Million Life Lessons, I'm trying to change lives through the content, and whatever type of transparency that we can provide to the people that's listening or watching right now, then that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
all hits,
sure.
So I don't want to hold nothing back. And I told David before we got on today that it was going to be like a Q&A. So I wanted to play something to where basically I would ask him a question and we would kind of have a conversation. Then he'd be able to ask me a question because I'm sure he has some questions for me too about anything from life to business and whatever. And we just going to chop it up. So for all the viewers that's out there, y'all about to witness something super amazing of two young black entrepreneurs that's paving the way in the black community, creating impact. And we actually have businesses that are thriving right now. So we about to hop right into it, man. And I'm gonna start here. So you have a delivery service. Now before I even get into the delivery service, let me tell you how I met David, right? So funny enough, I'm driving on my way to the office here, and I pull up. As I pull up in front of the office, I see a guy who was David hopping off of his bike. It was an electric bike, and he had this real big backpack. Like, it was huge. Like, it was it was a huge rectangular sized backpack. And it had Black and Mobile on the back of it, which I never heard of Black and Mobile before. That was my first time seeing it. And I hop out of the car and he's like, "Oh snap, yo, Prince Donnell, what's good? What's going on?" I'm like, "What's up, man? How we start chopping it up." And then I'm like, "Yo, what you doing here?" He said, "I'm actually delivering something inside of this building. I said, which unit? He said, Unit 4. That was our unit. And I'm like, oh snap. I'm like, so you delivering something here? He said, yeah. It happened to be what's her name?
I thought it was your mom.
Yeah, no, it was my mom. But what were you delivering?
I was delivering
salt.
country cooking.
Yeah, country cooking. They were delivering salt, which she's an extraordinary entrepreneur by herself, man. Like what she's done, like to put all of her items inside a ShopRite, crazy. But he was delivering country cooking with
seafood
salt.
salad. Yep,
yeah,
seafood salad.
Her seafood salad, whatever. So I'm like, damn. So we got to talking, and he told me that like basically he delivers all of this food inside of this huge backpack on an electric bike, and that he rode like how many miles? 15,000 or something like that? 15,000 miles. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, the grind. I'm like, this dude's grind is ridiculous. I said, man, we got to chop it up. So I'm glad that you're here, man. My question is, like, first of all, what gave you the mindset to, number one, start a delivery company, a black-owned delivery company, and number two, what type of mindset did you have to be in to say, yo, I'm about to go 15,000 miles on this bike right here, man? Because listen, I don't know about you, but that is right there, bro. That's a risk. And then not just that, man, that shows so much grind that a lot of entrepreneurs don't really have. So I want to know from you, like, yo, what mindset did you have to be in to do something like that, bro?
So, the first thing I want to say, I'm appreciative of being on here. The first thing is, with me riding a bike, it just naturally happened. Like, it wasn't like something I planned. I dropped out of college. I came to a bookstore, started working there. When I heard of Uber, Postmates, and all these other delivery services, I didn't even know you could deliver food on a bike. I'm like, deliver food on a bike? I'm looking for an opportunity. I felt like God gave me literally a bike, and it wasn't an electric bike all the time. I was riding a regular bike, but he gave me a bike, a bag, and he gave me this vision. So when I put it all together, I'm like, this can be something big. I'm delivering for these other companies. I'm making some extra money. And like November-ish 2017, I came up with the concept while working for them. I had made like 1,100 in less than 40 hours. I'm like, this is it. Because I dropped out of college.
Working for who?
Caviar.
Okay, and what is Caviar? What, they're like a delivery
service? Yeah,
delivery
service.
Okay.
They started in San Francisco, just like me and my brother. About 2013, 2 years after they launched, they got bought out by Square for $96 million. So, wow. I mean, the market for delivery is huge. But once I started working for them and I'm learning the system, I don't ever like to be around people I can't learn from. So, from just working for them, most people just take it as a job. Like, oh, I'm making money delivering food. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm trying to learn everything I can to benefit the black community. Because, again, that's why I dropped out of college, to help black-owned business. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I had no start. I just knew this was the right thing to do. So I started delivering for these companies. Came up with a concept all of 2018. I tested the idea out, research, stuff like that all night. Like, I'm talking about all night. And then, working for these services, I'm still learning the system. So I'm like, it's right. Like, it's going hand in hand.
And then we getting somewhere. Okay.
And then, so that's how I started. And then just as far as the bike, I don't mind it because I'm getting exercise. I'm in the sun. Now, it is bad, in the snow and, when it's super hot in the rain, but that's actually like meditation to me. Like when I'm out there just pedaling on a bike and no one's bothering me, I don't got to drive nobody and listen to their problems. Here's your food, I'm out. You know what I mean? So it was actually very like relaxing to do that. I'm bruised up. I've been hit by a couple cars. But besides all that, it actually helped my body, just keep me in shape because I love to eat. That's why I'm in the food business. My grandma always told me you're gonna have to get a good job because you eat so much. So it just worked out perfectly. Like it honestly worked out perfectly where I could just be around food. Just exercise and like, I don't even think about the mileage. At this point, I don't even keep track of it. My bike does. I don't keep track of the mileage. My electric bike does, but I definitely got more than 15,000 miles, but what my bike is calculated,
that's crazy.
We're going to say 15,000.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And just to kind of slice and dice this down, because I love breaking down people's mindsets of how they got somewhere so that I can help other entrepreneurs. So for all the entrepreneurs that are out there listening to this, just to start, David just explained to you that number one, he was already working for a delivery service, but he knew that his sole purpose was to understand their system and their platform so that he could reduplicate it for his own purpose. So for every entrepreneur out there listening, please, or aspiring entrepreneur, please understand me that your job serves a purpose. Whether it be corporate America, whether you might think that you're insignificantly mopping floors, but it's the people who look at the opportunity that they're in and say, how am I going to be able to squeeze lemonade out of this and make it work for me? And the fact that you, David, now took the fact of the experience you had in the delivery service and now said, you know what, I'm about to start my own delivery service, but while I'm working here, let me get the whole system down pat, and then let me test it out, let me see what's going on, and let me find the niche. And by you doing that, now as you see, you were so prepared when it came to open, and you knew what to do. You know,
and to go on the niche, like that's exactly right. Like again, I wasn't looking to, like, you know, some people start a business like, oh, I'm trying to take them down. Let me take Uber down. I'm not trying to take nobody down. I'm trying to build myself up. Simple as that. I'm not competing
Facts.
with Uber. I'm not competing with anybody else. My niche is to serve the Black community. We need the help. Uber, they have millions of dollars. DoorDash has raised $600 million. They don't need the help. And when you see them partner with Wendy's, you see them partner with Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, you don't see any Black-owned companies. You don't see us having any chain stores around the country. So that's what we need first. Before I can work with anybody else, I want to work the community. If the community's not going to work with me, I don't even want to work with nobody, because they're not going to pick me over DoorDash. Simple as that. So, you know, definitely finding a niche, only serving Black-owned business. A lot of people think it's hateful and racist. I'm delivering food. I don't talk about killing nobody. I don't talk about anything hateful. You know, you have a little controversy.
They've been doing that forever. So, I mean,
exactly.
I don't know why they acting like this isn't something.
I'm a product of my own environment.
That's it. And we are called to serve our own communities. That's the same as saying that is looked at as hateful because I put my family before everybody else. Yep. No, it's my family. You know, my first priority is them. And in the same token, I feel as though that in the Black community, definitely, I'm Black. Like you said, I'm a product of my environment. I got to put my people first, right? And service them, because number one, they've been underserved for years and years. So we need to focus on that first. And we need to focus on being great leaders, right? Great leaders now and great entrepreneurs to pave the way. And when we pave the way, we allow other people to come behind us now and have that confidence to say, yo, if David did it, if Don did it, I can do it too.
And that's a good point, because a lot of people from all over the country now are asking me, how do I get a Black and Mobile in my city? I want to be a part of it. I got someone in Detroit right now getting Black-owned businesses signed up. I've never even been to Detroit. So it's just like, well, I don't know the exact quote, but I know Nipsey Hussle said, you know, the greatest act is to inspire, and he said something like that. And it's amazing for me to, like, even go down Broadsheet. People have recorded me like, yo, that's that Black and Mobile dude. I just went to the Healing Colors.
That's branded.
And I walk out, yo, Black and Mobile. Like, the brand has gotten so strong, it's bigger than me at this point. You know what I mean? So it's a great thing to inspire, you know, and I like being around other young people that inspire. I usually only hang around older people. I don't like to hang around younger people because, you know, elders got the, you know, the game and the knowledge, not all of them, but, you know, to be sitting next to another person that's young, just as young as me, and see you doing things, it's like, it's inspiring. All right, I really got to keep going harder now, because it's possible, you know, it's definitely possible.
It's 100% possible. And another thing that I want to say before we kind of move into like the deeper, you know, more the deeper segments is that I love your branding as well. One thing that I see a lot of entrepreneurs, and what they don't do is they're not all in on their brand. Like for me, Jumpin' Jack Tax is my life. You feel me? Like everything that I do, all my traffic from my social media pages, like listen to me, I don't care about being famous. I care about making the brand famous. Yep. You feel me? But to make the brand famous, I have to embody that brand. So I literally said, I'm not doing another podcast until my backdrop comes, and then when I shoot it, everybody need to see Jumpin' Jack Tax on the background. I'm not doing it. And when I drop my podcast, I'm putting it on the Jumpin' Jack Tax app, because I need all that traffic to go there, because I embody the brand. You feel me? You are the brand. And the fact that you even showed up from the first day that I saw you, not only did you have the Black and Mobile t-shirt on, but you also had the Black and Mobile, the bag. You know, that's a, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, that's a signature bag too. Like, I've never seen somebody with that kind of bag riding around before. That's a signature. Like, people are gonna see that bag and like, oh, that look like Black and Mobile. And that's how you build that's how you build the Pepsis. That's how you build the Coca-Colas of the world. Is when people can see the brand and be like, oh, I know what they stand for, you know? So you showed me that from the very first day that I saw you. I want to say that was a great thing.
Yeah, and it's funny because I did not plan any of this. It came because it's from the heart. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like for me, this is what I do 365. Like, it's not just Black and Mobile. Let me just, this is a cool idea. Let me get famous over it. This is how I live. Every single last day, I'm on a bike delivering. Like, every single last, even if it's not for my company, I'm delivering some type, learning for Black and Mobile. So every single last day I'm doing this. The bag, people want to take pictures with the bag more than me. They don't care about me. They said, I
awesome,
seen that
man.
bag. I seen that bag. The one business owner, she's like, you can get out the picture. I just want a picture with the bag. That's the money.
That's branding, bro.
You know, at this point, I mean, I didn't even start getting Black and Mobile t-shirts until what, a month ago? I didn't have any Black and Mobile t-shirts. Just me and my brother are the only ones. We just started selling Black and Mobile t-shirts 2 weeks ago. And I already shipped some out to Jersey, to Texas, like all over. It's just like the brand, someone told me, like you don't want to become the brand all the way just because when you leave, what happens? But at this point, it's bigger than me. I know that if I leave, this is going to just keep going, it's definitely going to keep going.
We're going to talk about that because I got some opinions on that, but about what you just said.
Okay.
About personal brand, because I would say I built a great personal brand, and it's benefited me so much with like my company. So we're going to dig deep into that, man. But so let's start. So I asked you the first question.
Okay.
Now I want to know from you, so we could keep swinging it back and forth. What question do you have now from like what you view from the outside in, or from what you even experienced today? Because by the way, David was in our morning meeting, and it got a little intense. We be having 2-hour morning meetings here at the office because when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's very important that you train your team members every single day, the people that you're working with, and that we're all on one accord, that it's one team, one dream. We all understand each other's feelings, emotions, and that's why we have morning meetings. When you're building a company, the company that has the most communication between all of the team members is the one that wins, because everybody's operating in one accord. Everybody knows what's hurting them, and that's, I would say that's one thing that has helped us to get to that level. But you were at the morning meeting, so
yeah,
definitely like
that man. The morning meeting, honestly, as soon as I left the meeting, I called my brother. I was like, we got to step it up right now. Like simple as that. I'm like, I just left this meeting. I'm energized. You're not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. I texted my team members. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like I just apologize. Like I've been all over the place, because I just moved. I'm like, we got to get to it. Like I'm on it. So just because we're on the topic of Black and Mobile, because I got a bunch of questions. That I would say, because you told a little bit about, like how you noticed us and stuff like that. What would be, I guess, some criticism, that you would give, like 100% honest. I like, because criticism always motivates me. So what would be some criticism or some things I can improve on that you've noticed and that you've seen that you think I can improve on, and kind of relate it to, everyone that's entrepreneurs that's watching?
That's a great question. So outside of all of the great things that I do see with the potential of where Black and Mobile is going, one thing you have to remember is that people love stories. You feel me? Y'all have a very unique story. Not only is Black and Mobile owned by 2 twin brothers, right? This is a beautiful like stories are what make a company. Mm-hmm. And if you don't capitalize off of the story while you have it, then you're going to lose so much business, right? It's like you and your twin brother both own this business together. It's Black and Mobile. It's a Black-owned delivery service. The first that delivers to all Black restaurants in the area across the country, right? And with that kind of story, and then you being 24 years old, because being a certain age plays a huge part in people even wanting to pay attention to you. So it's like, I would say what you need to start doing right now is literally getting your story everywhere. Now, how do you get your story everywhere? Because I'm all about the solutions. Social media is going to be where it's at. When I first got started with Jumpin' Jack Tax, of building the company, I understood that I was at a disadvantage because H&R Block and Liberty Tax were the companies that everybody wanted to go to. And that's who they knew they trusted. Then it was also the TurboTax as well that people trusted. And they're like, yo, what is this dude doing? But I understood one thing. I understood that I was 24 years old. I was ambitious. I had a personal brand, and that I wanted to empower the Black people in my community to know how to prepare taxes and know about finances, because I felt like that's where we lacked. So in turn, what I ended up doing with Jumpin' Jack Tax was now using me being 24 years old and me empowering the Black community to start a tax business, because I knew nobody else was doing it or doing it at the scale that I was. I literally took a picture with Jumpin' Jack Tax, the mascot, because we got a mascot. I took a picture with him, and then what I did was I created a meme. You ever saw those memes before? Like the memes that go all over the internet? So I was on, it's funny, I was online one day, and I saw this meme that had went viral, and it was like 28-year-old man,
I know those.
saves his sister from a fire, and then it was getting like 20,000 views, 20,000 likes, and I'm like, So I said to myself, I'm about to create a meme of myself. I'm gonna create a meme of myself. So, cause I needed to use my story to get it out there. I created the meme of myself, and it said 24-year-old CEO creates the first black-owned tax corporation in the United States of America with over 250 office owners, which we did at the time.
Wow.
Right? And I took a picture with Jack the mascot, and then what I ended up doing from there, I ended up paying I found like at least 10 social media pages, right? That had good followings and everything. And I reached out to all of them and said, yo, how much do I gotta pay you to post this meme to make it go viral? I paid all of them. I think it was about $250 total, $300. Paid all of them. They posted it across all of their platforms. Next thing you know, the meme goes viral. Not only did Jumpin' Jack Tax Instagram page gain like 15,000 followers, our mobile application gained a bunch of downloaders. My personal page gained like 20,000 followers. And then on top of that, next thing you know, it became a ripple effect to where all the people that was following those pages started reposting like, yo, y'all heard of this? Y'all heard of this black-owned company, this tax company? Yo, y'all heard of this? And then next thing you know, a company called We Buy Black, which is one of the biggest I don't know if you ever heard of We Buy Black.
I know the owner, Sharif.
Yeah, Sharif and his company ended up writing a story about us, and literally when they posted that, the phones was blowing up, bro. I'm talking about like people was calling so crazy, talking about how do I start my company with Jumpin' Jack Tax. I want to thank We Buy Black because I promise you they probably brought us about 20 franchisee office owners.
Wow, I mean Sharif is definitely a very good person. I
Definitely
haven't met him
plug.
personally, but he did the same thing for me when he first found out about my business. He put it on his story just last week. He put me on his page. I didn't even know he was going to repost it. He went there, reposted it, said like, help these young brothers. I actually was on the phone with him. We were talking. He said like, when you come out to Atlanta, we're going to try to take on Amazon. So that, because he has a soul food market coming. We Buy Black is already huge. So very good brother. I cannot wait to go to Atlanta and meet him for sure.
Absolutely. And to piggyback off of what I was saying is that what you have to do now is you have to force your image into the light. The thing is with social media, nobody knows you until you push it out there to make people know you. So what I would do for you from a criticism standpoint is that you need to start utilizing social media in your story right away before the story gets old or somebody else duplicates your system and then they know how to do it better than you. Right?
That's
just
true.
Because of social media. Because trust me, you only got a certain period of time before people see that and they see the traction and they're going to try to do their own thing too because they're inspired. So what you do is now to solidify yourself, you and your twin brother, y'all take a picture together with the black and mobile, and I literally envision it right now. Y'all on the bikes with the backpacks right next to each other. You know what I'm saying? Arm around each other, boom. And next thing you know, 24-year-old co-founders start the first black-owned delivery service in the United States. Literally pay like 10 of those pages, and I'm gonna give you the 10 pages, post it all over there. I promise you, just like that. Next thing you know, phones gonna be blowing up. You're gonna have people all over Philadelphia hitting you up saying, "Yo, how can I be a part?" But it's being intentional. You feel me, on social media? Because a lot of times what people don't understand is with social media that they've limited how much organic content that you're going to be able to create, meaning that like I post something up and I'm just expecting that people are going to like it and comment. It don't work that way no more. You gotta pay to create that organic traffic. So I would say while you have it right now and while you're young, while you're hot, literally go all in on that social media advertisement on those pages so that literally the virality and the flow of traffic can keep coming. And I promise you that $250 to $300 that you put out on ads, it's not going to mean nothing when you're making $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000 off of all the traffic you're receiving from those pages. So that's what I would say. Go all in on social media while you got the chance, bro. Like your story is hot.
And it's crazy because I've never intentionally tried to get my story out there, not once. I actually been like not trying to get my story out there. It was like, I don't know if I want to share my story. I'm just used to grinding. I'm used to working. Like I'm not used to like sitting down doing podcasts, radio. I'm not used to it. So I actually just started using my shine in my story like literally 2 weeks ago. I've never done a video in over 2 years of me just delivering. I put a video of me just riding my bike in the rain, soaking wet. It's a whole rain, so everyone was in the house. I'm out there on a video on my bike showing people that had like 10,000 views.
That's
that
it.
first video. That's the first video I ever
it.
did. It got 10,000 views. After that, I was like, damn. A lot of people watch that. Even Wallow, like you're gonna be a beast. The top is waiting for you to just see that because he inspires me. I'm like, I gotta start doing more videos. So I definitely agree with you on that. Just getting the story out there. Now I gotta get my brother on board because he's even worse than me. I just got started.
All I gotta do is take a picture though. Just take a picture. That's it.
You know, I'm what you were just talking about how you explained the picture. I cannot really see it. Us doing that on the bike and just taking a quick picture. I gotta figure out how to do the whole 24-year-old.
That's easy.
Someone did that for me. I never even did anything like that. Someone, I think it was Black Label. They did 24-year-old twin brothers drop out of college.
I saw that.
I didn't even. I was like, who is this person? What? How did he even know my story?
Did you see the traffic though that was created from that? Mm-hmm. Now that you see that, now you got to do it for yourself. Yeah. Don't wait for anybody else to create a meme of you or create a story. You create your own story that people can read, and then they're going to do the rest of the work.
Control the narrative. Control the narrative.
And they're going to do the rest of the work for you.
That's smart. I'm definitely getting on that. Listen, that wasn't even it was criticism, but that was just something that I should be doing anyway. But I do appreciate it. I do.
I just feel like a lot of businesses kind of downplay the effects of social media. Like, I've built my entire brand on social media, bro. Like, it's like we're talking about these people have created platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and allowed you to freely go onto their platform that has billions of people on it to now do whatever you please, other than certain rules that they have that you can't do. But they allow you to basically do whatever you please, build your business if you want to as fast as you want, as consistent as you want it to be. And it's like so many people just are deciding not to dive into it.
It's all up to you. It's all up to you. How about you want it?
If you give me billions of people that I can have access to, and I just got to figure out how to get to all of them, man, listen, you're not going to be able to stop me. You got to think about this. Back then, businesses didn't have social media, so they could only do foot traffic, or they either had to do national commercials. National commercials cost thousands of dollars.
You're right.
Local advertisement billboards cost thousands. Small business owners like us, we wouldn't be able to pay for it. But now we're afforded the ability to use social media now, free man's advertisement, probably put a couple dollars into it, and we can get the same kind of traffic as somebody who's paying for a national campaign. So when you look at it like that, you should be like, yo, I need to be gung-ho and go all in on social media, because I don't know when I'm going to be afforded an opportunity like this again to freely push my brand to as many people as possible for as least money as possible.
No, that's very true. That's very true.
Feel me?
I mean, I've already learned a lot just from sitting here, from the meeting. I've already learned a lot, but that's definitely something like I need to start working on ASAP. As soon as I get there, try to create contact, get me and my brother to take pictures. Like, that's definitely something I'm capital. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. I'm gonna send it to you.
I know the hustle. So my next question is this kind of more so. What I believe in is, I believe that somebody's mindset, especially with the type of mindset that you have, it's normally shaped from a sense of struggle and literally having nothing else, or having excellent parents who were leading them to be extraordinary people. It's either one or two. And usually in the black community, it's the one. But I don't know. So, and I know for me is that I personally didn't. I kind of had a little bit of mixture of both. Like, I had a mixture of, it was like, my mom, of course, did the best that she possibly could, but it's hard, and it's hard having to work and try to provide as much as you can for your kids, and you're at work so much that it's impossible to spend as much time as you can with your kids, because you're trying to afford them a better opportunity, a better lifestyle, so she and my grandmother did the best that they possibly could, and I thank them, but in a sense it was like, once I got around my father-in-law, who is an extraordinary in business, he changed my entire mindset, and over the course of 4 years, it was great leadership that made me the 25-year-old man that I am today, right? So my question to you is, what was it, the struggle, or was it the leadership, and how did that affect you in being who you are now?
Definitely the struggle. I mean, honestly, it's similar. So I got, I got best of both worlds. I guess you could say so my dad's been in jail since I was 8. He's been in jail. He just got out like 2 years ago. So I don't even have a relationship with him to this day. So I don't really know him. I've never had a father figure, or I've never even seen a black man in my life until I was 20. Not one single black man. So my mom raised me like, she was very disciplined, very hard, like it was me and my twin and my little brother. So she was very hard on us. And I mean, I was just, I hate this. Like, why is she doing this to us? But now I understand, like, she raised us so different than most people. Like, most men are not like this. Like, so it's definitely the struggle. But I'm thankful for my grandparents. Definitely my father's mom, because she was, she actually, as soon as we were born, she bought a house. So she was like prepared for us, like, take care of us. Unfortunately my dad went to jail, but she was there the whole time. Get us to this day. Like, I can go back anytime I want, like, just to go over there. So, I would definitely say it's a struggle. I never grew up with nothing. Like, most people, that's a little pretty boy, little light skinned dude. Like, he probably got everything. Like, he's a bitch. I've never had nothing. I'm talking about, I'm running a successful business, but followers don't mean money at all. Followers don't mean money. So it's still the struggle.
You're in the building phases, man, and
yeah,
you're still doing better than 99% of people that don't even.
That's true.
Chase their dreams.
So I would say, what I say, struggle, but I always say is trauma. Like, what everyone goes through trauma. I would say, definitely that's what shaped me. Just growing up with my brothers. Growing up, moving. I moved every single last year since I was 8 years old. I just moved out my house 2 days ago. Literally, I moved in that house July. So it's like every year I move. So it's just definitely been struggle, but it's shaped me to adapt to any type of environment. Like, I've been to North Carolina, I've been all over Philly, I've been to Jersey. I can adapt to anything. So it's been a lot of struggle, but I turned all those challenges and trauma and all the hurt times into something positive. So I'm able to. I feel like I'm doing this for the black community because I'm able to relate now. I'm able to, like, I see all the pain. So this is deep into food delivery. It's food delivery, but you can't be upset with food. You know what I mean? It's always happy times. So I like to be around good times. You know what I mean? So showing, bringing food to somebody, seeing them smile, like that that keeps you going. You know what I mean? So definitely struggle, but now I just like I'm able to share my story. I feel like the first thing I ask a woman or anyone I'm dealing with, what have you been through? That's the first thing I want, because I'm not trying to have like sex or anything like that. So I know what you've been through, what type of energy you have. Even if we can relate, can we relate? Because if you went through some stuff that I went through, or I could just relate to you. Now I'm able to, be a man and show you how to, get through that. And same thing with me. If she can't relate to me, and I'm not gonna do a white and black thing, but a lot of white women wouldn't be able to relate to a black man. So when I ask these sisters, what have you been through? I mean, a lot of fine sisters try to talk to me. I'm just like, I can't really relate to you. We can be friends, but that's not something I can even build upon. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I always like to see someone's trauma, what they've been through, and then I'm able to. A lot of people, I'm confident. You know what I mean? I talk well, so people think, oh, he probably ain't been through that much. I've been through a lot, so I'm able to relate. So I would definitely say my business was definitely created off just trauma, and then realizing a lot of other black people have this problem. So I want to try to solve those problems.
Now, just to kind of follow up on that, it's like, so it's through that trauma. But my question is now, how do you believe that one can overcome that trauma of, my dad not being inside of my life? Like, and I'm gonna tell you something crazy is that, my mom and my grandmother raised me as well, and my two siblings. My dad was in and out, not in jail. He was just in and out. Like, one of the situations where it's like, when I was younger, I have more memories with my mom than, limited memories with my dad, So it's like, I remember one time that I was sitting inside of the house with my wife, and we were just talking and everything. And this was around the same time that I had met my father-in-law, my soon-to-be father-in-law, right? And she was like, how does it feel to have a man in your life who actually cares about you and wants to put you into a great position to win? Because my father-in-law was like, yo, I'll give you anything, all the knowledge I can. I just need you to take care of my daughter, my grandkids. You know what I'm saying? So it was like we was having a conversation, like, how do you feel about that? And I told her, I'm like, I don't know how to feel. I said, because I've never actually had a father figure in my life who cared about me that much to want to see me win, to put me in the positions to win. And I said, that's kind of very awkward to me. So we got to talking, and she said, why? She said, it's because your dad did not do that for you. And I literally, bro, like I broke down crying. I was in tears. And it was at that moment 2-3 years ago, I believe. I think it was 2 years ago that I actually dealt with the trauma that was already like it was like this secret trauma inside of me that I kind of pushed away because I feel as though it's like for all men, it's like that don't have fathers in our lives, we're secretly hurt, you know. But society tells us that, you know, we just gotta man up, get over it, you know, deal with the punches, and you gotta be strong for your moms or your grandmoms or whoever, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I secretly was dealing with that trauma, and then I'm just crying the whole time, and it was like a realization for me that like, damn, that really did affect me in a way that like that was a pain of not having a father in my life. But it's like, you know what, at that current moment I made a promise to myself. In order to put that trauma behind me, I made a promise to myself that I was going to be a better man for my children, because I don't know what my father went through, I don't know what happened, but I know now I can create a better future for my children with my wife, so that we're able to win, so that my kids know that I love them, so that they know that I'm always going to be in their lives, that they have great moments with me, you know. And I put that trauma behind me, and I said that I was going to learn to trust, and I learned to trust my father-in-law, and he's never let me down since, you know. So it's like, my thing is, so how did you now overcome that trauma of dealing with not having a, you know, father in your life, and like, you know, all of the scenarios of having to move every single year? What was it for you that kind of clicked, you know?
So that's a very good question, because I would say to overcome it, I used to hate my father. I'm like, you know, I have nothing to do with him, you know what I mean? But I've realized, even my mom, I have the times where I don't want to talk to her, but I started learning where they come from, what they went through, what my grandma went through, I'm like, I see why you went to jail now. I see, like, my father, he witnessed his dad die. Like, mentally, that would mess you up. So he went to drugs. So I understand. So I was like, you know what? I understand now. So I don't hate you. I don't have any anger to me. And it kind of released me of that anger. It was like, you know what I mean? The same thing with my mom. I feel like my mom and my dad showed me everything not to do. Like, from them making mistakes, I watched. I'm like, I'll never do that. I'll never go to prison. I'll never sell drugs. My mom made sure of that. But yeah, she definitely made sure of that. But, you know, even my mom, like, you know, she did some things, you know, as far as parenting, because she was a single mom. She didn't know. So I took all that and I just learned from it. And then, you know, researching, like, I'm big on history. So I was able to ask questions about family. For some reason, my family never told me. I just found out my great-grandmother has a twin sister who lives in Sandusville, Georgia, where she passed away. But, you know, that was like last year I found out. And, you know, so I'm like, wow, I would love to meet her. I had this vision of my great-grandmother, but I was so young when she passed away. So she ended up passing away, my great-grandmother's twin sister. So I didn't actually get to go to the funeral, my grandma did. And it resurfaced again that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is my great-grandmother's first cousin. So I feel like I've been called to do this. I'm destined to do this. And finding out who you're related to, I feel like a lot of African Americans do not do that. They don't care to talk to the elders.
I don't know either, like how far, and I was just talking, so crazy you brought that up, bro, because I was just talking to my wife and I said, my last name comes from a slave master. Mm-hmm. You know, like I looked up the last name Morris and it comes from like a German/Irish background. I'm like, I know for a fact I'm not German. I know for a fact I ain't Irish. And I don't come from any parts of Europe either, you know. And it was like a realization for me, like how do I really know myself if I'm carrying somebody else's last name? How am I ever going to be able to break free from the lower frequencies that my ancestors were dealing with for so long? And I'm trying to carry this name with pride. And people would say to me, but you're responsible for making the name better. I'm not responsible for making any name better that was forcefully given to me. I had no choice. I didn't go to court to make this, for this to happen to me. Nothing, you know. So I totally agree with you that like all of us, just as people of color, should know our history and try to go back and find it. And if we can't go far back, what I told my wife was this: what we're going to do is we create our own last name then. But I refuse to keep a last name that's not mine, and we let us have the power to create our own now, and we start a legacy fresh. You know?
And that's what Elijah Muhammad did. He was actually Elijah Robert Poole. So that was his original name. My great-grandmother, you know, that's her last name, Poole. So that's how we kind of made the correlation. Because I never even knew his last name because it was Muhammad. I looked into Google. I'm like, all right, let me search Elijah Muhammad. It's Elijah Robert Poole. He switched his whole name. You know, and I'm big on, you know, just history in general. So I'm big on to, you know, finding out my legacy, where I come from. But it gave me so many answers. Once I found it out, I'm like, all right, I see why I think this way. Because my family thought I was crazy, my grandparents thought I was crazy, dropping out of college, everybody thought I was crazy, but it gave me so many pieces to the puzzle where it's like, I feel complete now. You know, I still got a lot of things to work on, you know, as far as like, but I feel like the trauma end of it, I'm able to deal with that as a man. I'm understanding like it ain't even like, you know, people go through circumstances. Sometimes it is even that person. It's what happened to that person, and then what happened to that person. So it's like a trickle effect. So I broke the chains. The chains are completely broken. I'm literally like running wild. I'm doing whatever I want to, and I've been blessed to have this vision. You know, so it's definitely, you know, it's definitely a blessing.
It's that feeling of freedom, man.
Exactly.
That's amazing. So yeah, so let's just keep it rolling because I'm sure people want to know. So let's bounce these questions.
Yeah. So
now it's you. It's you on.
So you know, I'm grateful that you guys let me be a part of the meeting, but I've never seen couples like. I mean, again, my mom was a single parent, so I never seen couples have a relationship like that. But you guys were talking about, you know, just issues that you guys were having. I'm just like, I'm dumbfounded. Like, I would have been so mad. Like, I would have been heated right now. Like, especially that she brought it up in front of everyone. I just would have been like, what is wrong with you? Like, I don't want to talk about this. But how do you get that kind of like composure as a man? Because, you know, because I can see if you were like 35, 36. Oh, he's older. You're 25 years old. What makes you so calm and like, you know, like just even like, you know, that's the one question. What makes you just have that type of composure? You know, because you just, you know, had a father figure in your life. And also the next question would be like, how, I know it's very important, but I want you to explain how important it is to have a wife and like someone that you trust and, you know, just stuff like that. Because that's, you know, you can have girlfriends, but a wife at this age is like something that I couldn't even think about right now. So, you know, just a little bit of, you know, information on that.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, man, like, I've always been a calm dude, but one thing that I know for certain is when you are equally yoked with someone, especially your wife, and you know where her energy is coming from, and you know that when she says something to you that is not meant to hurt you, but only to help you, and I've gotten to a place of I've left pride alone. I've left the trying to be defensive. I left that alone. Because I realized that me and my wife are operating as one team. So when she's frustrated about something, it has to be for good reason because we are like one. We think alike. You know, she's the other half of my body. You know, so I take it very seriously when she has a certain level of frustration towards me because I realize that I'm not doing my duty as the other side of the body. Regardless of what I agree with, it's about us agreeing together. It's not about what I agree with. It's about what do we agree with. And if we both are at odds, somebody needs to step up to actually make sure that we're back as one. And I realized that, especially with me being a year and a year and a half in as a husband, that you get nothing out of adding more fire to her fire. You get nothing out of it. You get nothing out of two people arguing with one another. You never come to terms. Me, especially with me and my wife in our marriage, I'm all about solutions. Especially, I'm about solutions. You know, I listen intently, and I wanna understand where she's coming from, and then I want to get to a solution as to how we not going to get there again. But a lot of times, as men, we can sit back and we can hear our wife, you know, or girl saying things, and we can look at it as, oh, she nagging or she's doing this, and a lot of times that could be the case. But outside of it being the case, at the end of the day, still, are you getting to the solution, or are you going to say, well, F you then, yo, well, we're not doing it. Now y'all both going at it. And I want to make sure, because I realized that the only way that I'm strongest, right? The only way as a man that I'm strongest is if my other half is with me all the way. So I can't continue to delay the process of us coming back together as one. I got to fix it immediately.
Well, no, I got a question to kind of like, because I was thinking about this. So, as me being a young entrepreneur, and you know, other young entrepreneurs, you know, I'm 24 years old. I think my issue I've been trying to I'm having trouble with is finding a partner, I guess, like that wants to help with business. As far as like, you know, like finding someone that's business oriented. Like you both are very business oriented. So like, how does that work? Like, what advice would you give the young male entrepreneurs trying to find? You know, because you talk a lot about the men, you know, what they got to do different. I watched some of your videos. Like what advice would you give to men trying to find a partner? Like, is it better to stay single, work on your business until you find someone, or is it to like, you know, like just a little bit of that? Because I'm having trouble, I guess, and a lot of people like just trying to find a partner in business and then like, you know, just in life in general. But like, you guys make it work. So like, I mean, I'm sure you guys have bumps, but like you guys make it work with the solution. So like, would you advise being single as a man, or being married,
That's a great question. When it comes to us men that are entrepreneurs, or in general that's trying to find a spouse, it's not up to you to decide that. That's the biggest thing. Me and my wife's marriage was ordained. The reason why we're so equally yoked and it seems as if we're perfect for each other is literally because God placed us together. Like it was the perfect piece, and there's no other way possible that would have been able to happen. When people look at us, they're like, I don't even know how that happened. When you don't know how something happened, it has to source from something higher, right? And I think it was the fact that, number one, before I even found my wife, I had to find my own humility. You feel what I'm saying? I had to get rid of my own pride. I had to get rid of my own selfish ways. I had to shed myself of certain parasites that were on me for the past 20 or so years. I had to get rid of my habits of dealing with other women and not having a level of respect for them. Now, when it got to that point, that's when God found it necessary for my wife to come into my life. And even when she first came into my life, so crazy, and God will teach you a lesson. When she first came into my life, she asked me, this is when we was just in the talking phases. She asked me, yo, are you talking to somebody right now? And of course, as men, I'm just like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I felt the need to lie for no reason. And I realized that was still a parasite that I was dealing with, of having to lie to somebody instead of telling them the truth. But when I guess that was God testing me, because when I did that, funny enough, I left to go get my hair cut. And I told this story on Instagram. I left to get my hair cut. I left my iPad at home. Leave my iPad at the crib. I'm at the barbershop texting this girl that I was talking to. The messages are popping up on my iPad at the crib. And Dana decided to come over that weekend, so she was chilling at the crib on the couch, and the messages popping up on the iPad. So she started reading them. You feel me? So by the time I'm driving back to the crib, she's leaving, and she's like, yeah, I got to go somewhere. I'm about to be out. Give me a big hug, and left. I ain't talked to her for like 6 days, but then I put the pieces together. Damn, she found out about the chick. And that was when I literally like prayed to God, yo, please just give me another chance. Yo, I know that she's like the best thing for me. Just give me another chance and allow me to get this right. But what I realized is, as men, we can't normalize the lying. We can't normalize lying and cheating and being disrespectful as something that has to happen first before we actually find our wife. It's not the case.
Bro,
It's not the case. We from the very beginning, as leaders and as heads of households, we have to possess that ability of having respect for ourselves. You feel me? We got to have our own humility. We got to get rid of our own pride, and we got to come correct. You know what I'm saying? And God corrected me real quick when I came out of line, and luckily I had enough favor where he gave me another chance and allowed my wife to come back into my life, and you see where it is now. But from my mistakes, I would tell all men, listen, make sure that you're ready and prepared. And when you are ready and prepared, you will find it the wife. That's what they say. Like, he find this a wife. The word find this basically means that you stumbled upon your wife, Mm-hmm. You stumbled upon her while you're going through your walk. That's how it's supposed to be done. And your walk right now is entrepreneurship. Your walk is building your business, building self. And as you're doing that, you're going to come across another energy, another woman that's going to match that, and you're going to know. But a lot of times the reason why a lot of men are like, they got baby moms that they don't bang with, or they in relationships that's stuck, is because they decided to take that step to deal with that woman. God didn't decide to ordain that relationship. They took it upon themselves. And that could put you into a dangerous position. It was like Dana just popped up and came. I knew her since college, but we just ended up running across each other randomly at the right time, the right place, and I knew that it was that. So that's what I would say to you, man. Like, yo, take your time, focus on you, and focus on self building you up. And I promise you, like, you'll find if that wife, and she's going to come. While you're going throughout that walk.
Man, that's probably the best advice I had, like, in a very long time. Like, seriously, because you don't get to talk to me and my twin, we're the same age. What kind of advice he gonna give me? You know what I mean? Like, he can, but it's good to see, because you're another young black man and you already have a wife, so like it's good to be able to be like vulnerable and comfortable to ask another man that, because men don't do that. You know what I mean? Men be like, oh, whatever, like, we talking to girls, whatever, you'll find it. But it's something that bothers me because I actually want a family. I want a family. I want a wife. I want all that. But it's like I'm so busy with my business, it kind of conflicts with that. You know what I mean? So as I see our relationship, I'm like, they're both in business. They work together. Like, how did that even happen? You know what I mean? But that's definitely some very, very good advice. I'm already thinking like what I need to start improving on already.
That's it. As long as you improve on self, and as a man, as long as you're improving on self, you're improving on your own humility, your own, respecting you, loving you, and building yourself up and getting your career in order, your finances. And I said this before too. Like, I think that as men, if you're single, that you should have a financial / mental / physical abstinence. We look at abstinence as something that should just be physical, to where like, all right, I'm not going to have sex until I'm married or until this time. But it's like, what about the financial and the mental side too? I'm having a financial abstinence. I'm not spending money. I'm not going out to do anything that's against my calling. You know what I'm saying? That's against the foundation that I've built. I need to focus. I'm not spending money on dumb stuff. I'm not flying out to Miami to do nothing and hanging out with nobody. I'm focusing on this business. I'm not giving any of my mental attention to social media, following all these chicks that got nice asses and tits and all that, and liking all them pics like a lot of us do. Mm-hmm. You got to focus on mentally following the right people that are leading you in the right direction. And as long as you're doing that, you staying focused, your wife is going to come.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And it's funny because I've already been practicing that for over 2 years. Like, as far as like my business, I only follow people, either an influencer or I partner with you. I don't go follow a whole bunch of women on my page, Black and Mobile. I got like 24,000 followers. I only follow like 150 people. So I'm already on that level. I've never been to a club. I've probably been to 5 bars in my life. I've never been out of the country. I don't travel. So as far as the discipline on that, I'm definitely there on that level. But it's all good points, brother. It's all very good points.
For sure. So my question is kind of going back to more of like a business standpoint, mm-hmm. right? Switching back real quick. Now, with Black and Mobile, one of the biggest things when it comes to business is, scaling this, right? Now, I'm not privy to the delivery industry, yeah. So I don't know how the money works. Now, business is just a transfer of money for a product or a service. That's all that I believe in, right? So whoever transfers the most money is the winner. Now, my question to you is, could you break down how does that work in a sense of you building out your pricing system of Black and Mobile, and how you actually going to be able to generate revenue in this thing, to be go full time in this thing, to have employees to really scale this out?
So the first thing is, because again, I follow Uber's system. I follow them. It's easy to generate revenue because everyone loves to eat. Like, you need to eat every day. So the first step is getting business to sign up with you. Uber, they charge 30%. Now, I don't charge that much. I'm not gonna
off of each order.
Off of each order too. Damn. So say if it's $100, they get 30. So I'm gonna use their numbers. I ain't gonna use mine. But Uber, 30%, and then they also charge the driver a percentage, because, for example, if I'm providing you a job, I want a percentage of that because I provided you the job. So they take, let's say 20%, because Uber, you don't get paid that much. So let's say they take 20% of each order. So now you're getting 20% of the customer. So the customer pays $10. So now Uber is getting 20% of that delivery fee from the driver, and they're not even paying them hourly. So I don't have to pay anybody hourly, no salary, because everyone's an independent contractor. So that means that how many people support me, how many orders, that's how many orders they do, that's how they get paid. They get a percentage of each order. I don't have to pay them. Now, I provide my service to the business owners, so I get a percentage because I have the technology, I have the website. A lot of businesses in the Black community, they don't have a website, they don't have an app, they don't have all that, to get their platform out there. So I charge a percentage on that. I charge a percentage for the driver, and then I've been doing everything for free for the last 6 months. I'm talking about uploading people's menus, following up. Like, I've been doing everything as far as even posting for free. Now, I'm 6 months in, everyone knows me. I got a little membership fee. So that's the biggest thing. People may not know your worth in the beginning, but I always say they're gonna respect me eventually. I've had business owners ignore me, like, I'm not working with you, like, tell other business owners, yeah, I don't want to work with him yet. 3 months later, they see me still at it. I want to work with you now. They come up to me and say, I want to work with you. How do I get started? So I don't take anything personal anymore. But as far as revenue, this is going to be able to be huge. Like, just creating job opportunities. I don't have to pay anyone. I don't have to pay anyone hourly. So everything is. So when a customer supports, and there's a lot of people that want to support Black-owned businesses, we just don't know where they are. Like a lot of people in the city right now cannot name over 15 Black-owned businesses. Like not even just younger people, older people. You don't know what these Black-owned businesses are. Like you may go and support them, the popular ones, but knowing that there's over 150 Black-owned restaurants just in Philadelphia, not including any type of business, just restaurants.
I didn't know that.
We can make an app right now of all the Black-owned businesses in Philly. We can make it. That's how many Black-owned businesses we have on there, but nobody knows of them. I'm still finding them to this day. So there could be over 150. There could be 200. It's so hard to find Black-owned business. Why is it this hard? When you go on Uber, I'm not gonna say no names. When you go on other delivery services, you cannot easily find a Black-owned business. You just cannot do it. You can go there and you can try it yourself. But when you go to my platform, it's easy to find them. So you're supporting my business, a Black-owned business. You're supporting the restaurant, and then you're supporting an independent contractor who's technically a Black-owned business. Or if they're Black, what I mean? It don't matter, but they're a business owner. So that's how we generate revenue. We charge the price to the businesses. The customer pays the delivery fee based on their distance, and then the driver gets let's say 90%, 70%, whatever percentage is, they get a percentage of the delivery fee, and they keep 100% of tips. So doing that concept in every city, it's a win-win. We charge cheaper than Uber. The drivers will be able to create thousands of jobs because I'm not paying them hourly. If I had to pay people hourly, I would not be in business right now. There's no way in hell I could do that because
but
that means
they
they're
want
going to pay
the
everybody.
Opportunity, so they hop on board. Okay.
They want opportunities, and they're going to be able to get paid $8 per order. Let's say you do 3 orders, you just made $24 an hour plus tips. Now you're at $30, $35. I've been tipped. My brother got tipped like $40 just on a tip. So you just made $40 just on a tip. That's $40 an hour. I made up to $45 an hour. So the opportunities, once I started making this money on all these other delivery services, I'm like, the community needs this. There's no doubt about it. And then I started researching, like, there's no Black-owned delivery service. So scaling this to other cities, I'm in Philly. Only 2.5 businesses in Philly out of our whole population are Black-owned. We only own 2.5%. The white community owns 76% of the businesses in there. And then even probably the Asian community own more than us. They even have a little, Asia Town or Chinatown. Where's the Black towns? All across America, you cannot find a single town where it's like Little Africa. Or like, it may be the name, but it's not respected. It's not respected on a global scale. So we don't really have communities. We have people that are in a community trying to build one. We don't have an actual community because the first step to freedom is economic. Before we make any decision in politics, anything, we need an economic base. If we don't have that economic base, nothing's going to happen. No one's going to respect us. So that's what Black and Mobile is going to do. We're going to make sure we're respected. We're going to make sure our Black-owned businesses are patronized and making sure everyone can support them. No excuses. We're going to bring it to your door, and we're going to send someone from the community that you probably already know to do it. So even if it's keeping these young kids off the street, that's what we're going to do. But it's time to execute. We're not waiting on reparations. We're not waiting on anybody to save us. We're saving ourselves. And if people want to help, then that's going to be great as well.
That's dope, man. I love it. And I think one of the most important things that you said two things that you said that I preach about the most. Number one, I preach about people going into need-based businesses. The reason
I see that all the time.
Listen,
all the time I see that. I'm like, yo, that's official. You're right.
I'm all in on that. That's the reason why I started Jumping Jack Tax, is because I realized that it's only 2 things in this earth that every person is going to have to do. They're going to die, and they got to pay taxes. So why not going into one of those 2 things that's guaranteed? You know what I'm saying? It's guaranteed.
Actually, that's smart. Yeah, you're right.
So it's like, and that's why we were able to create such this vibe with Jumpin' Jack Tax of providing people with an opportunity to have a need inside of the community. And I feel as though you filled that need because every single restaurant needs a delivery service.
That's the new age. That's the new age.
All need a delivery
you can't survive without it.
It's impossible. Yeah. They all need delivery service, especially if somebody's 15, 20 minutes away. I'm not driving 20 minutes. I'm going to get a delivery service to do it. So the fact that you're able to, you decided to go into a business that filled the need. And number one, that's going to take you so far just from that standpoint, right?
Yeah.
Number two, the second thing that kind of stood out to me was you talked about platform. Now, I think another thing that I preach a lot is if your business doesn't have a home, it's homeless. A lot of times as entrepreneurs, we want to keep our businesses on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on YouTube. We think that just because my business is on there, follow me on Instagram. Well, that's not your platform. At any given time, as we know, even with Louis Farrakhan, it's like they can shut your account off at any given moment with the wrong word that you say. And imagine if you had 50,000 people following you and now all your customers are gone just like that. Or imagine somebody's hating on you and then they decide to report your page and then boom, it's gone just like that. So it's like I would never want my business to be at the liberty of somebody else's house. It's just not doing it. So that's why it's like you gotta have your own platform. And I think for you, like just transitioning into even when you decide to, which I think the next level of course is definitely an app, because you see all the other delivery services have their own mobile application. It's just a lot more convenient for customers. Not to mention when you have your own app, you're on people's phones. You know, like you always want your business to be easily accessible to people's phones, to where they just use their thumb and they can click and it goes straight to your business. Yep. As opposed to them having to go to the web, and after they go to the web, they got to type in your website, and then after they type in your website, go through the whole website experience, as opposed to just clicking one button and getting straight to the app. And you being able to communicate with them at any given time. So the fact that you have your own platform, that's also going to change the game, because that's how you're able to compete with all of the big companies. You look at every big company out here right now, they all have their own platform. Every single one of them.
You're right.
You know, they all got it because they understand that they're not keeping their business on those social media. Social media is great as your commercial reel to get customers, but that's ultimately to lead them back to, you know, your platform. So that's really good, man, that you like those two things, man. You touched on two important things of what it takes to scale a $6-figure $1 million company for sure.
And I got a couple more questions. So I'm not gonna go right into them just yet because it's gonna what I'm talking about is gonna intertwine. But the first thing is we're actually raising money right now on Kickstarter. So we just launched a Kickstarter. We're raising $100,000. People think that people just see me on a bike delivering. Oh, it don't cost that much to deliver food. There's so many apps you need. For example, it's not just one app for customers to place an order. We need an app for businesses to be able to accept and decline an order, just like other services. Uber, they have a tablet. We need an app for drivers so they can easily navigate, and then we need an app for customers. We need delivery bags to give to everyone. Whether we're selling it or not, we need delivery bags so the food can stay hot and cold. We need so much stuff. So we actually launched a Kickstarter. We're raising $100,000. You can go to the link in my bio on Instagram or blackandmobile.com/Kickstarter. $5 you can donate. We're giving rewards. Just a little bit is $5, but we need to raise $100,000 because that will give us the wherever they got the seed. But it'll make us go to other cities. And we get to other cities. It's not about me just trying to be rich. We'll be able to change lives. Like I'm literally already touching people in all over the country. So we need the money so we're able to get there faster. Because I'm going to do it regardless. Even if I don't raise the money, I'm going to figure out how to do it. But we need everyone's support because the faster we get out there, the more people we can help. And, two questions that I have, to kind of wrap it up on my end for the questions. The first thing is, you mentioned something about TurboTax. I know we discussed a little bit, but I want to discuss how we can work as far as I don't want to use TurboTax. I don't want to use other, tax businesses. There's so much opportunity for us to work together as far as the taxes because, again, everyone has to file their own taxes with a 1099. So some kind of thing where Black and Mobile and Jumping Jack Tax can work together as far as doing the tax. So I guess the question is, how would that process be? You asked my process about how to get business on that. What would be the process of getting a client like that could bring in thousands of people for you to do the taxes?
That's interesting, man. To come up with a process like that, I think it would be great. I think honestly, man, when I look at Black and Mobile, right? The thing is, I don't see Black and Mobile just being a delivery service. I see that, this is just the bridge to get you to other things, right? So for me, and this is very important for all entrepreneurs to understand, is that your initial business is going to create multiple streams of revenue outside of just the initial of what it was intended for, right? Like when people talk about multiple streams of revenue, it's not about going into multiple industries and having all I want to be in real estate, then I got Black and Mobile, then I got this. No, it's about how can I capitalize off of Black and Mobile in every area that I can. And I like the fact that since Black and Mobile is not branded in a way to where it is considered a delivery service, like from just reading the name, then now this could be considered a mobile company for everything. So for me, when I say kind of more so collaboration with Jumpin' Jack Tax, what I'm more so thinking is Black and Mobile could be a delivery service of, let's say, I don't know, like a delivery service of transference of documents, or let's say taking the Jumpin' Jack Tax partner. Let's say one of our partners doesn't have a car or something like that. Mm-hmm. They have the ability to rent out one of the Black and Mobile bikes to be able to use to drive to their client, because we're a concierge service, like with Jumpin' Jack Tax. Like, so basically with a concierge, we teach all of our partners how to basically drive to the customer instead of the customer coming to them. So instead of like you having to go to a traditional TurboTax office, now the customer is going to come to you, and while you sit back, kick your feet up, they'll be able to offer you a 5-star experience right there from your home, so that you're comfortable. Because a lot of people got kids, a lot of people got businesses, they don't got time to be sitting inside of a tax office. So we want to offer them a high level of convenience. But let's say one of our partners doesn't have a car, or let's say one of our partners is somewhere in the city, right? Now it could be like you could actually start maximizing money off of, selling the Black and Mobile bike. To where it's like, yo, you can rent this Black and Mobile bike. They take it, and we, all of our partners only use Black and Mobile bicycles. If they ever need to get around somewhere, they take it, drive to their client, bike it over there, boom, take care of their taxes, and then come back. And now Black and Mobile was able to make the money from the rental fee of the bike.
And bikes would be great, but like you just said, it was so important because a lot of people try to do everything and anything. Let me get in this business. Start your business and then watch all the business opportunities come just out of that business. Like, there's going to be jobs created from delivery, back end stuff, but just with taxes and just rideshare. I can get in a rideshare. There's no Black-owned rideshare company like Uber and Lyft. We can get into that. We can we can deliver hair. I can deliver clothes. I can deliver any type of product from a Black-owned business. So I like that you said it's not just a delivery service. And I branded myself as delivering food, but I actually just made a post. We're actually going to start delivering other products now. So we're not even going to be delivering food. Like, we're going to still food, but everything from a Black-owned business, because everyone needs support. So
that's it.
That is so many opportunities with that. Again, I can franchise this anywhere. People want to do it. All right, look, I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to help you get people signed up, build a team out there. Now you got your own Black and Mobile in your own city. So don't try to do everything. Just focus on your niche, and then your niche will literally lead you to all the opportunities that you need to entertain.
And you got to remember too, like I'm even thinking about collaboration, because it's coming to me a little bit more now, is that as you're building out your infrastructure for Black and Mobile, right? One of the most powerful things when having a business is having the distribution system, right? Now, a distribution system could be a number of different things. Some people, their distribution system could be transportation. They're able to get products out fast. Like Amazon, their distribution center is, they're able to get you your stuff in 2 days, like
a day sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes a day, right? Now, Uber, their distribution system is that they have people all over the country that are drivers, and they don't even own
the cars.
Uber don't own any of the cars, right? So it's like you're going to be able to build up a distribution system now of having a ton of people that are on bikes delivering everything, right? Instantly. Now that you have the ability to do that, and you have the distribution system now, you could actually, if partnering with Jumpin' Jack Tax, actually teach all of them now how to actually run their own like tax businesses under Black and Mobile, right? To where essentially now a part of their process is, hey, I actually got a client that booked me to get their taxes done. I'm about to drive out there to go take care of their taxes, and every time they take care of somebody's taxes, Black and Mobile gets a fee from your actual the person in your distribution system taking care of that person's taxes. You get what I'm saying? Smart. You'll get a percentage of it. Let's say your person goes to prepare somebody's taxes. They charge a $200 fee to prepare the taxes. Then let's say you do a 50-50 split, then you'll get $100, and then the actual Black and Mobile person that drove out gets the other $100. Now that's how you're able to bring more people into Black and Mobile too. Like, oh snap, they also show us how to prepare taxes.
I was just about to say that. Teach the drivers, because again, I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know how to do my own taxes to this day. My brother was so interested with jumping. He was like, yo, we got to get started. I'm like, look, let's just wait. It's summertime. Let's just wait. But let's get a little bit of money. You know what I mean? But he was like, no, I'm doing it right now. I was like, look, let's just wait a little bit. Let's learn more about it. But I don't even know how to do my own taxes myself. So teaching drivers how to do their own taxes, again, the Black community needs it. We need to learn how to do our own taxes.
That's it.
Being a business owner with the write-off, stuff like that. So it's definitely needed. That's why I think that, any type of collaboration would be definitely beneficial, not just for us monetarily, but for the community. Because they're both needs.
And
they need taxes, they need delivery, and it's a both need.
Yep.
And I definitely think that niche market right there, Black-owned business got to collaborate and work together more. So even if we never do that, I'm saying just in general, Black-owned business have to collaborate more, because if you see that someone is doing this and then you're doing this, but together y'all can do it better and just take it to another level. You see white-owned companies doing it all the time with all these phone companies. Now they're merging. Why don't we merge? We all want our own. Like, this is mine. This is my chunk. What, you can still have your chunk. It's enough room for everybody. Everyone can eat. But we have to start merging. And I'm not just saying just between me. I'm saying in general in the Black community, we have to start merging, because everyone has ideas. Everyone can bring value. But make sure, just make sure that what you're doing can bring value to someone else. Don't try to just always get a hand to, oh, you could do this for me. What can you bring value? Because no one wants to be in business with someone that is not bringing any type of value. That's it. That's not business. That's not smart,
100%, man. It's not a matter of us if we're going to do it. We are going to, because it would only make smart sense for me too, because you're building a distribution system, and I understand distribution is important.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to partner with anybody who has a solid distribution system where literally Jumpin' Jack Tax can train all of your people in your distribution how to prepare taxes, and that'll be an additional way that they can create revenue through Black and Mobile. That's huge, man. We're going to do it.
That's huge.
It's just a matter of time.
And it's funny how I just kind of came up like during the podcast, just sitting here brainstorming, like when people who are always thinking and just in business, that's always a good thing. Again, more of our people have to do this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We have to sit down. We have to talk how to work together, because we're all we got, honestly. And I'm big on that. We're all we got. If we don't get it right, no one else gonna get it right for us. And
that's it, man. That's it. So listen, I think we had a great conversation, man. Like
sure.
Any last words about Black and Mobile? So for all of the people that are listening right now, that are watching right now, any last words about how people can support you on Black and Mobile, like to be able to push this forward? What can they do to support you right now?
So what you can do is, the first thing is, so when we start delivering food again, we'll be in a couple weeks when our drive system's done, just support. We have a whole bunch of Black-owned businesses exclusively partner with a lot of them. Like Country Cooking, she does not deliver with anybody else. She's told me, I'm not delivering for anybody, no white-owned company, only Black-owned companies. And I wasn't even getting started at the time. I overheard it. I'm like, oh, for real? Okay, well, I got this little business. Go ahead. So we exclusively deliver some people who don't even deliver. Denise's never had a delivery service. So that's the first way. Order some food through our site. You're supporting my business. You're supporting another Black-owned business. And you're helping someone stay off the streets, or, whatever it is. Even if they're not on the streets. Just giving someone a job opportunity. The second way is just sharing. It don't cost you no money. Just a little bit of your time, 30 seconds. Share our post. Tell other people about it, because a lot of people in Philly don't know about us still. You know what I mean? Even though we were in the Philly mag, a lot of people still don't know about us, and all over the country. And then the third way is to support our Kickstarter. We're raising $100,000. We have over 24,000 followers. If everyone just donated $5, we'd be well over our amount. So, just donate a little bit, $5, $1. We give rewards. That's the only way you get a Black and Mobile t-shirt. We're not selling any more t-shirts, only through the Kickstarter. So, those are a little bit of ways, and it don't, even if you donate any money, just supporting and sharing, it always means a lot, and it goes a long way.
And I'm gonna just touch on this last little piece, David, because I think it's important, is that when it comes to people, and it's going to come back to that personal branding, right? And it's going to come back to you really being intentional with pushing that brand on social media. When it comes to people supporting you online, you have to build a trusting personal brand, right? Because I know we talked a little earlier, and like you said that somebody said, don't go all in on a personal brand, because if you leave, what happens? Well, what I've realized is that the only reason why people are supporting Jumpin' Jack Tax right now is because of Prince Donnell and because of Dana Chanel and their trust in those two people. Not the brand in itself, the trust in those two people. So literally, I provided so much value. Prince Donnell, have provided so much value to people, right? To the point where if I say to them, hey, I need $100,000, can y'all raise the money? They trust me so much, and not actually Jumpin' Jack Tax, that they would be willing to invest into me. Because people would rather invest into people than they do into a company. So what I say is, for that, I would just highly suggest from your personal brand, because I know the Black and Mobile brand is important for sure, but to get more people to your Black and Mobile brand is going to come from you actually executing on your personal brand, right?
Yeah,
like
true.
To the point where, like, people are coming to your personal page and say, I love this CEO. It's right now, it's the year of the CEO. Yeah, Black and Mobile is a black-owned delivery service, but watch. Let's say somebody else tries to come around you and tries to copy that. Let's say somebody tries to come behind me and copy Jumpin' Jack Tax. Here's the thing. I can give people the blueprint on how to start their own tax business, and I can tell them exactly how I did it with Jumpin' Jack Tax, but they're missing one very vital piece.
You.
And that's me.
That's you.
And they're not going to be able to replace it, so they'll never get that result. And you want to make sure that with Black and Mobile, that, and you know how to speak well, man. You inspired me today on the podcast. You know what you're talking about. You know your history. You know how to drop facts. You understand entrepreneurship. Use that to your advantage when it comes to your personal brand, because when people are going to be inspired by David and say, yo, this CEO right here, yo, he owns this company called Black and Mobile, they're going to have so many people vouching for you, man, that no matter where you go, people are going to be willing to give you the money. You know, they're going to be like, I'm giving him the money, not the Black and Mobile brand. You get what I'm saying? But ultimately, it's going to benefit the Black and Mobile brand.
Yeah, of course,
but it starts with you. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, before, because again, I've been struggling with confidence. You know, just being confident in front of people and telling them. But again, when I started doing my videos, it helped my confidence, and I seen the improvement. Like people sharing my stuff, people comment. I never got over 10 comments before. I started doing videos, 300 comments, 400 comments. Even with Saw, she always posted me. She posted me on a video. Over almost like 1,500 people said he should win the car. Again, I didn't even bring that up. I just won a free car. Someone seen me on there.
That's crazy.
Saw I did a competition. Everyone in the city, he should win. He should win. They don't even know me. He should win. Black and Mobile needs it. He's delivering a bike in the rain, the snow. He needs the car. I went over there. I did my pitch. Got like over 85,000 views on it. Like a ton of likes on it. And I didn't win because she did it fair. She picked randomly. The day after, someone said, I got a free car for you. Damn. I never even owned a car. I know how to drive, but I don't even own a car. I don't even got my license. I use my twins. So honestly, it's like
get that off camera.
so at this point, it's a little crazy. It's like the brand is honestly, it's getting so strong. Whereas you have to be comfortable. You have to be confident in yourself, and you really have to sell your brand. So that's what I've learned. I've learned so much today. But that's one thing I'm taking with me is just be confident in yourself and just don't worry about what anyone thinks. Just be yourself, and you are the brand.
And be intentional with getting the brand out there on social media, because this space right now, we don't know when this is going to die, and you have the opportunity to hit billions of people, man. So take advantage of your story while you got it. Sure. So listen, man, I appreciate everybody that's listened, that was been listening in, that made it to the end. It was definitely some gems being dropped between the both of us. Listen, take that information, do whatever you want, and ultimately, I want y'all to really make sure that y'all go support David and that you follow Black and Mobile, that you actually support the brand by sharing the content, and then ultimately, if you're in the Philadelphia area, that you're actually buying through Black and Mobile with all of the Black-owned restaurants that are in the area, because support isn't just about talking about it, but it's also about pulling out your debit card and spending the money, because that's how you're now able to, when as entrepreneurs we produce revenue, we're able to increase the brand and continue to get it out there. So please go support and be intentional with pushing his brand out there. I appreciate y'all. David, thank you so much for coming in, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
And y'all already know I'm Prince Donnell.
David Cabello.
And you're listening to $1 Million Life Lessons, and I'll see y'all next time.